Hello. Years ago, I had a dream where I was taken up above the state of Texas to a lower portion that I've never visited. And it's right next to a border town in Mexico. And I seen these topographic lines, and it's not like a map. It's actually like I'm over the U.S., over the land, and I see these topographic lines, and I see homes. It's similar to just going to Google Maps and zooming down, and that's what I did the very next day, and I seen these homes. At that time, there are still some things that need to be built, but since 5 years have passed, it's potentially going to happen after the stuff has been built. So there's a tsunami that hits the United States, and I've seen fire in the water. I don't know if that's symbolic for nuclear explosions, underwater nukes. I don't know. Maybe it's symbolic for something else, but there's no early warning detection system for something like this. I mean, when the tsunami comes towards Mexico and it goes to Houston simply like that, it's going to be massive, a super tsunami like you cannot even imagine. And I seen something off later on in the future where the state of Arizona will have a coastline. I had this dream years ago, and about a year ago, I did research on my dream to see, is it possible that Arizona could have a coastline one day? And they are scientists that are saying that it is possible and that they believe there's going to be a coastline in Arizona one day. And I seen in the dream, the highway is right at smack against the coastline. And there were modern facilities, modern malls like we have today, but you did not see a man walking with a woman, but you would see a woman with a child. So my assumption is that they're doing some type of breeding where they don't need a man and where people are nothing more than a worker. And it's going to be a technocratic state. So you'll see some doing good, but the majority won't be doing good. And it'll be self-policed. So murder will be rampant. Starvation and hunger will be normal, but the system will have mechanisms where people can pretty much be sustained the overall population. Kind of like what you see like in North Korea, yeah? But you don't get to see the whole truth about how things really are there. But the system will be self-policed, and it's going to be kind of like what we're seeing today with these new programs forming more than ever, like around 2003 InfraGard, 2000 Citizens Corps programs, CIA operating in communities, DOD after, this false Pentagon attack and 9/11 attack, which involved the system. So there are clandestine movements which exist within the United States, and these movements may utilize people. They'll say, go to Billy and get close to a space and whistle. And these groups may rotate between different stakeholders. They may have 700 people, and they may say, go to this gas station and use Stingray technology. Walk up to Billy, whistle in his face, spit nearby his shoe. And it's NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. So they may use like community solutions and tell some guy wear black and walk around the street and call it community policing. But what they're not telling the person is that that person has been harassed by GS4 or a CIA contractor or citizens on patrol. They're wearing black and they're, harassing the person. trying to sensitize, harass, use social and economic sanctions, slander the person as a pedophile, a murderer, rapist, whatever, to get them out of the community. So these depopulation programs, which exist now on a micro scale, so to speak, are going to exist openly at that time through a form of self-government. So there'll be a government which will help pay for facilities, keep things in check, but the people will pretty much be in charge of each other, of preventing crime and preventing problems. But such societies cannot work when you have people separated. So let me give you an example. Like, it's like Citizens Corps. Yeah, we're uniting the communities. That's our logo. But you have a society where you have people separated and just treated as a worker class, slave-like people, then you cannot be fully united. So it's a form of depopulation. The government is paying regional councils to do this, and that, or CIA to do secretive stuff and utilize people and say, oh, you're serving your country. You're dealing with a bad person. So what they're doing is promoting the necessary requirements to promote mass shootings, terrorism, and then even expose the people that are doing it. And that's why they use non-disclosure agreements with national security clauses, because it's illegal. It's unconstitutional to promote terrorism, but it's being done secretly all across the United States. This even occurs in our schools under the guises of joint targeting. So the enemy deliberately creates problems. We'll create a problem, try to get a reaction, and then, oh, we have a solution. And what we'll see at that time is going to be what we're seeing on a micro scale now within the United States. But it'll be a system where it will not be based on democracy. So you don't have a say-so. Kind of like these programs we're seeing forming within the United States, which are utilizing Freemasons, terror tactics, psychological warfare, information warfare, censorship. That's anti-government, anti-American, and it's the same people we're paying to protect us for doing it. So what we're seeing is pretty much an apocalypse about to occur. This is like I think the word apocalypse means like an unveiling of the truth. What we're seeing with all the mass perversion and all this stuff, the Bible talks about it. I'm not saying we live in the last days, but I'm saying that America is going to be rocked, and it's going to be rocked with tsunamis, and we're going to experience bombings. You don't need God. You don't need no one to tell you this. It's just common sense. But that's what I saw in the dream. I seen a black missile, and it opens up, it breaches our air defense. It passes our air defense systems. There's no way we're going to be able to stop it. And what's odd is I didn't see a fleet of ships or nothing. So what occurs here is a sneak attack on the United States. Whoever attacks us, they intend to attack us to destroy us. To the point that if we use the missile, it would be stupid if they use the missile to attack whoever did it. And we're not going to know who's going to do it from what it looks like. It's going to be that fast. So I pray that never happens. I believe God can make a way. Maybe we have to turn more towards Christ. I don't know if it's too late. I hope it's not, but I believe that all things are possible. But with our leadership promoting the things that they're promoting, God knows what can happen, because a society is really defined by what our leadership promotes. And if they're promoting evil as good, then all we're doing is bringing the wrath of God. So hopefully we get Trump back in office soon. I don't even know if our country will make it that far, but I believe so. I hope so. So anyways, what I saw in my dream, in one part, I had another dream of another tsunami in Florida, and it was unreal how fast and how much destruction. So I truly believe that America is going to be rocked by tsunamis, and bombings. I pray it doesn't occur. I pray God has mercy on us. That's what I saw. So pray for America. If you live nearby a coastline in Texas, I beg you, get the heck out of there. You don't want to live against the coastline of Texas. And if you're a targeted individual and you have the money, consider going to another country, because what me and other TIs are exposing, especially like people like Ted Gunderson and other NSA whistleblowers, DOD, FBI, etc., we're exposing a truth the system does not want to be exposed. And the truth is that terrorism, everything that you can imagine, is being created. It's being engineered. Behind the backs of the FBI, you have CIA, and they'll create problems and lies, false reports. They'll outsource to sheriff's associations. They'll create problems. And in the future, what I've seen in Arizona is going to be unreal. So I pray that when it's time to go, I'm with the Lord. That He has mercy on me, because I have flaws. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm perfect. So I used to preach in churches and do extreme fasting and prayer. I'm talking about going without food and water for days, pouring out my heart to God to the point where I would feel touched by God, where I would just, tears would just come down my face for like days. I wake up and just tears, the conviction. So the enemy wants to turn UTIs into killers and murderers. And when you have the Holy Spirit in you, you won't go that route, because God will lead, guide, and direct you. Just like as He led His children by a pillar of a cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night, Holy Spirit will lead you, lead, guide, and direct you, and protect you and bless you. The people that are doing this, they want to demasculinize us, depersonalize us, dehumanize, and just do research on the word demoralization warfare on Wikipedia. They're trying to create problems. That's why they go into schools. They call it joint targeting. That's why they harass targets at airports, parks, where they park, where they eat. They do this to some people. They even harass families. I read it was occurring in Tampa by a sheriff named Chris Narocco. And this is all due to, CIA, Plattner, artificial intelligence, policing stuff. We are seeing pretty much what the future has in store for us. When people no longer regard the Constitution, they censor us under the guises of information warfare, or where they stop polices or fact checker and all this stuff, and then we're losing our country. We're not fighting, we're not exposing foreign terrorist threats, we're exposing domestic threats to our country. Anyways, God bless. Stay prayed up. Peace.
If you watch the entire video, leave a comment. I want to read your opinion and see what you have to say. Like this video so more people can watch it. Share it with others. Subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell to receive new videos. And check out these 2 amazing videos that are appearing on your screen.